Earlier today, I was at Nampa and Skyview High Schools as Buell and Dietrich both faced their opponents as the Real Dairy Shootout tipped off for the girls' high school state tournament. It's been 9 years since the March Madness tournament has been hosted here inside Taco Bell Arena at Boise State University. The next time will be in 2021. But regardless, the stands may seem empty now, but come tip-off time, the seats will be filled. Fans from all over the country coming to cheer on their teams or just to watch some great basketball. It's so loud. It is deafening. Typically, when you play basketball, it's like this.
Each team has 5 players.
But tonight, it's a little different as it's being played on donkeys. I'm outside Taco Bell Arena at Boise State where the opening round of the NCAA tournament is being played. Between all 8 teams here today, they've traveled over 12,000 miles. The closest one, Gonzaga, 430 miles away, while the furthest, UNC Greensboro, 1,981. But none of these teams traveled alone. The Minico Spartans finished their regular season undefeated in conference play and 7-2 overall. This team last time they played Century beat them 55-35, but tonight it's do or die. This one is the state quarterfinal. With both Magic Valley teams taking a win earlier today, they'll both play tomorrow morning at 9:15 for those consolation games. From Columbia High School in Nampa, Morgan Rumpf, KMVT Sports. From the Taco Bell Arena in Boise, Morgan Rumpf, KMVT Sports. Morgan Rumpf, KMVT News. I feel like right now I need a red flashing light going off and sirens that are just happening all around because right now there's a huge upset alert happening in college basketball.
Thinking back to a few weeks ago, the Boise State Broncos opened up their season with a 24-13 win over the Troy Trojans, and it was a lot closer of a game than anyone really anticipated. Troy has a lot of promising talent, and they brought that down to LSU.
Well, it certainly feels more like winter than fall outside, but if the weather wasn't an indicator enough, fall high school sports are wrapping up their seasons. College of Southern Idaho volleyball team trailed 2-0 and looked poised to fall in 3 straight sets to Salt Lake Community College for the 2nd time this season. Oklahoma quarterback Baker Mayfield has won the Heisman Trophy, completing a climb from walk-on to one of the most accomplished players in the history of college football. When you picture bull riders, you probably are picturing professionals that ride the big PBR bulls. But today I was at Gooding Pro Rodeo Fairgrounds where kids were cowboying up. The competitors are 14 years or younger, but their courage is that of an adult. The riders will not be getting on full-size PBR bulls though. But like any rodeo, safety is the #1 priority as well as learning and embracing the environment. So riders are paired with bulls of similar ability. But they will ride mature bucking bulls at the youth level, and those sizes are 1/4 to half of the professional ones. Ari Miyabi was cut from the Japanese World Championship team and just missed out on playing in the Rio 2016 Olympics. But she decided to leave her home in Japan to come play volleyball in Twin Falls. Miyabi helped the Golden Eagles take home the runner-up trophy at the NJCAA National Championships. She led the team in kills per game at 3.38. And her play all season landed her on the NJCAA All-American second team list. But if there was a school that may be on Santa's naughty list, it's going to be Canyon Ridge. When I got to the game, heading into the second half, Jerome was leading 26-12. And then this, the rim and the net being dysfunctional, and it took quite a few minutes to get fixed. But once the game started rolling again, the Tigers looked to be in control, but the Riverhawks started their battle back. But then came the coal in the stocking. With less than 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter, the fire alarm starts going off. The concession stand had burnt some popcorn, and the gym was told to evacuate. Regardless of the stoppages and delays, the Tigers went on to win with a final of 48-41. Caitlin Christ of Canyon Ridge led all scorers on the night with 16 points, followed by Mercedes Bell of Jerome with 12 points. Imagine being a senior, playing in a state championship basketball game, and then having to head to the locker room with a potential game-ending injury, but then refusing to give in and go back out and hit the court, finishing the game and winning the title. That's exactly what happened to Gemmalyn Mahoney and why she's our featured athlete of the week. In the 4A girls basketball state championship game, the Burley Bobcats were shut out the complete 1st quarter against the Century Diamondbacks. Bobcats trailed 11 at the half.
Just what we've been the last 2 weeks. We've just been a team with a lot of heart and a lot of guts.
Adding salt to the wound, Bobcat big Gemmalyn Mahoney landed the score in the 2nd quarter, but came down limping, was helped to the bench and then the locker room.
When I first went down, I was kind of speechless. I just couldn't believe it. Like, I kind of almost, it was hard coming down. I just was afraid afraid that was going to be it, and that was going to be the last moment of my basketball career, and so I just fought through it and kept on playing.
She found the strength deep inside herself and hit the court in the second half.
They're saying, look, we're only down here. We've played terrible. Let's just go out third quarter and fight.
The Bobcats came to fight. They scored 27 points in the latter half of the game, 9 of those from Mahoney. The Diamondbacks were held to just 11 in the second half. Better off as a storybook comeback ending, the Burley Bobcats are the 2018 state champions.
I don't know what more I can say about Gemma Mahoney. I just told her in the locker room, she epitomizes who we are as a team. That heart, guts, grit is all wrapped up in Gemma. I mean, she just has a deep inner desire to win, and it's just that simple.
Put in words, it's a dream come true. Each and every one of us have been just we put a lot of effort into this, and it finally paid off, so there's a lot of things into this, honestly.
The season ended in perfect fashion. The Bobcats completed a 6-game win streak since January 25th in their quest for a title and the hardware. I'm outside Taco Bell Arena at Boise State, where the opening round of the NCAA tournament is being played. Between all 8 teams here today, they've traveled over 12,000 miles. The closest one, Gonzaga, 430 miles away, while the furthest, UNC Greensboro, 1,981. But none of these teams traveled alone.
We're going. I was going, no matter what. It was difficult with some of the plane reservations, but I was able to get it done.
The stands were filled, even with fans whose teams either were not in the dance or playing elsewhere.
It's a really exciting atmosphere. It's cool to see all these people coming from all over the country to come into one place and watch some basketball. Hopefully they're good games all weekend.
I'm cheering for Nevada, but they're in Nashville right now, so I'm just here to watch some good basketball.
Team spirit was seen and heard.
Zags everywhere.
Zags everywhere.
Yeah, we got red everywhere.
But bracketology was realistic.
I only have the Jackrabbits making it to the second round. Gonzaga, I have them, edging them out.
Some hold special connections with their teams.
My dad went to college there for dentistry, and I was actually born in their university hospital on the day they won the national championship in 2002.
Or work with the team as an academic advisor, keeping athletes on track with schoolwork.
They're excited. I think they're just trying to take in the whole experience. We're not on spring break or anything, so they're also studying on the road, so there's just a lot. It's almost like a regular experience for them, but just on a bigger scale.
One fan is here to cheer on his son.
He just has a knack for being there at the right place at the right time to help his team win when it's on the line and the game is close. So we'll see what happens.
Morgan Rumpf.
It's got Arizona winning it all.
Baby, go Zags!
Go Bucks!
Go Spartans!
KMVT Sports. The CSI Golden Eagles men's basketball team outscored their opponents over the weekend 231 to 181. The Golden Eagles offensive threat, though, Charles Jones Jr. His 63 points over 2 games is why he is our featured Athlete of the Week. Charles Jones Jr. committed to taking his basketball talents from the College of Southern Idaho to the University of Utah in the Pac-12 in late August. Having the next step figured out only gave him one thing left to do: focus on the season ahead. And that he has.
I just come out every day and I just play.
At the end of his freshman campaign, Jones scored 385 points, averaging 15.4 per game. Fast forward to present day, in only 14 games he has scored 283 points and now averages 23.6 per game.
So I'd say he's a lot better player this year than last year. Last year he equated his success to how many points he scored. And this year he realizes, there's going to be a lot of games where, he's got scorers around him and he's moving the ball better.
In the Hill X Poly Invitational, Jones led the Golden Eagles offensively. Friday night he scored 36 points, followed by 27 on Saturday.
I just try to help the team as much as I can, even if it's just rebounding or assists. I know I'm not going to be leading the team every game with points, but I just make sure just impact the game somehow.
Off-season training and conditioning has pushed Chuck to bring his A game every night in any capacity.
I mean, really, this year I feel like he's actually a very good point guard. Last year, Chuck and point guard never went together. We didn't even think about it, and that's where he's really grown as a player.
Head coach Jared Fay recognizes his team is doing well, but their fiercest competition has yet to come.
Coach Fay, he teaches us all the time, don't ever play to someone else's level. Play at the level we're capable of playing.
The guys, when they're playing hard, they're having fun, and we should all be having fun.
The taste of a national championship was only 5 points away last year, and the team is determined to get after it now.
No backsteps, just keep going forward.
And with a short turnaround, the team will be back in action Tuesday when they head to Treasure Valley Community College.
Number 2, Keegan Duncan.
The Declan Hornets football team is heading back to the state championship game, but that's a familiar feeling. Since 1998, the program has only not made the state tournament once and holds 2 state titles.
The goal is just to win a state championship. That was the goal all along. It was never about me this season. I just wanted it to be about my team and our goal. It's been our goal since we were little kids to make it to a state championship, and we met that goal last year, but we didn't finish it out. We want to win one.
There is one young man who is the fuel behind the Hornets.
Keegan is the main point in our game plan every week.
Only a junior, Keegan Duncan puts up numbers that the word impressive doesn't do justice. In the state semifinal game, he rushed for 446 yards on 24 carries. And earlier in the season, rushed for over 700 yards with 7 touchdowns in 1 game. It's become such a constant thing that it's almost expected from the standout.
I wouldn't say they're like pressuring me or anything. It's just I have put up those kind of numbers, so that's just what they expect, and that's what I expect out of myself.
There are 3 key factors that set him apart from the competition.
What makes Keegan unique is that he's 6'3". He's over 200 pounds. He runs a sub-11 100 meters. And you put all 3 of those things together and you've got a great athlete.
Keegan enjoys stepping up to the challenges.
Well, if I was an opposing coach with Keegan, I'd be having nightmares.
My line makes me look really good. My O-line is very dominant in our level, and without them I wouldn't be able to do what I do.
At our level, his speed's unmatched. And if he gets a seam anywhere on the field, he can score.
Whatever the personal numbers are at the end of the game doesn't mean much to Keegan Duncan unless the scoreboard reflects a desired team outcome.
Some teams are happy to make it to the semifinals or the state championship game, but here in Declo, it's you win or it's nothing.